Hi everybody, it's Katie. Welcome to episode 1 for season 12 of my Island Designer series. I thought it would be really sweet and kind of special if we did an Anne of Green Gables theme for this particular season. I really wanted to switch things up from the last couple themes I did and do a little bit more of a cozy cottagecore style, and I thought it would be really fun if we followed Anne Shirley on her adventures. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the books or the movies for the Anne of Green Gables story, but in it we have this really quirky, super unique, very artistic little girl who likes to get into trouble. She hates her red hair, and she really is very smart and gifted at bringing people together and doing a lot of good things in the world. She is just doing that really typical growing up story. The very first episode we see of her is as she arrives to the city of Avonlea, and I'm really excited to create Avonlea and the farm where Anne grows up, and I really wanted to start where the book or the movie starts. That means we start as she arrives at the train station. I wanted to put together a train station by resident services because I felt like the larger, more, kind of city-looking buildings would be better if they were focused in the city area. For this theme, I had a lot of fun shopping through custom patterns. I wanted them to be rustic, but also soft, a little bit feminine, and definitely a really good pastel cottagecore. That means the patterns needed to be a little bit lighter in tone. I wanted the whole world to seem kind of old-fashioned and a little bit worn down in a really good way. Fortunately for me, a lot of the cottagecore styles fit this type of a theme, and it was really easy to find a lot of patterns. In fact, it was really hard not to want more patterns. I don't usually run out of spaces, but I definitely needed more spaces for this particular island than usual. As you can see here, I'm working on the train station first, right back where the train actually goes. I really wanted to use the actual train engine toy that we have in the game and put together a couple of train cars. After getting all the train items settled, I switched over to the waiting area, and I decided to put 2 of them here, one on each side, which was a little elaborate for this small town, but I really wanted it to be rich and beautiful and fill the area. I've picked out a lot of warmer tone patterns for the pathing, and that's what I'm using here is this beautiful brick. I really like the way it has all of the different sort of light white cream, orange, and yellow. I'm using all of those colors here on the island, as well as the brown spectrum and a little bit of blue here and there. I think that the soft little pops of blue will help illustrate the fact that this is a seaside town here in Canada and just give it a little bit of softness. I decided to go ahead and move the benches so that I could put a little bit of a flower garden right in the middle, and that might seem a little bit odd, but I really wanted the whole entire island to be filled with flowers. Flowers have a lot of natural beauty and color and whimsy to them, and they just remind me a lot of the Anne of Green Gables storyline. So everywhere, as much as possible, all the flowers. I've picked out to focus mostly on the yellow, white, orange, and blue flowers, but I don't want the really bright blues, so I'm mostly just using the blue hyacinth to put that color in place. I also want to use a ton of fencing, a lot of different styles of fencing actually on this island, and I really want to use a ton of barrels. I know it's pretty normal to have a lot of barrels on an island like this, but they just fit the vibe so well, so I may have a few barrels in every different corner of this island. On the speed build, at the moment on the screen you'll see I'm actually up on the second layer. I'm putting together a little bit of elevation behind the train station because I want to make it sort of tuck in and look as if it is sort of a tunnel popping out of a cliff. I'm adding some of the blue hibiscus here, just in between the fences. Again, I want little pops of blue here and there, and then I start working on the third layer, really building up a good background for the train. As we progress through this particular season, I thought it would really be fun to show you guys the final product at the beginning and tell a little bit of the story and then go back and show you how I put it together. Let me know if you thought that was fun. It's different. It's certainly not how I usually do things on the channel, but I thought telling the story was the most important part and you could kind of see what everything looks like. Seriously, tell me if you're even watching the videos still, because I'm a little bit worried that the grand reveal, the final build, if I put it in the front of the video, might mean that everyone just watches the first minute in the video and then moves along. So let me know if you made it this far into the video. Also, I would love to find out whether or not you are familiar with Anne of Green Gables' story. I don't know how many people know about it. Maybe it's super obscure. I've always known the story. It was something that I loved as a child, both the book and then of course the movies and some of the mini-series television shows, and I was watching Anne with an E on Netflix last week. It seriously put me in the mood to do this theme, and that is what has inspired a little bit of the story into the cottagecore style. We're also going to be putting a lot of seaside twists to it. This is kind of a Canada core island in a lot of ways, but with a cottagecore style. And because Anne lives on a farm with the Cuthberts, we are definitely going to have a big, rich, beautiful farm area on the island. Avonlea itself is a very small town, so it would be fun to really put together a lot of shops in this little town area. So many different things, and I think they're all going to come together great. As you can see, I'm putting the final details to the area with a bunch of these really wispy little patterns for the ground, full of flowers and just full of imagination. I hope you found something useful here and continue creating in this game. Until next time, have the best Animal Crossing day.